I think she's very sort of, I feel like if I play a character like that, I do a lot of it with my posture and like my body language and how I hold myself in scenes. And I think it worked well, I think, with Ben, who's much more like kind of loosey-goosey. And so I feel like visually together we look a little bit different as well. So I think just from looking at us, you'll see that we're opposite, the opposite of each other.
Welcome to Survive the Shows.
Welcome everyone to this exciting interview segment here at Survival Shows. I'm Desiree, and today we have the pleasure of sitting down with Meghan Ory, star of the Hallmark Christmas movie, A Christmas Angel Match. Join us as we delve into Meghan's insights into her character and the challenges of filming this movie. Thank you for being here with us, Meghan.
Thank you for having me, Desiree.
Great. It's a pleasure for me. So, in this movie, A Christmas Angel Match, you play Monica. How would you describe Monica in 3 words? And what surprised you most about playing her?
Monica, in 3 words, is organized, efficient, and angelic.
Great. And the script pairs Monica with Benjamin Ayres, Michael. What was your first impression of Michael, and what did you and Benjamin find the rhythm of their opposing styles in screen?
Well, Michael is the opposite of Monica. He is young. He is not a rule follower. He likes to fly by the seat of his pants. And Monica and Michael have very different approaches to life and work. And Ben Ayres, as Michael, was such a treat. He brought so much energy. He's so funny. And we really found a lot of like great humor and this kind of childlike quality in them because if you don't know, we play angels, and so Monica is very old. I'm a couple hundred years old, and Michael is just a whippersnapper. He's 99,
Okay.
and so we sort of go into the movie as these sort of wise angels that have been around the block, but they are struggling with the modern age of dating and people being on their phones all the time and everything is a little bit different. So the rules of the game have changed. And Michael has a new approach to things that Monica doesn't really disagree with, doesn't agree with. But his point is that times have changed. So do our methods.
Amazing. And the movie centers on angels, as you say, having to work together to save their department from downsizing, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
How did you approach balancing the movie's workplace stakes with its romantic tone?
Sorry, say that question again. What was the question?
How did you approach balancing the movie's workplace with its romantic tone?
Um, that's an interesting question. I think that it's kind of a fun part of the story. It's kind of, a story within a story. So it's sort of a workplace. There's a workplace drama, and then
Yeah,
there's like a rom-com love story.
yeah,
And I really think that's credited to our amazing director, Christy Will Wolf, because she is the one that sort of struck that tone and kind of shot 2 different movies within this one story. And yeah, she did a beautiful job of it.
amazing. Uh, as someone uh, who wrote the movie, how did you write the movie, right? You are
Yes, I
also,
wrote the movie. I wrote it. Yeah.
yeah. How did you writing Monica shape the way you approached playing her? Did you the acting inform later script tweaks?
Yeah, I mean, it was the first thing that I've written uh and starred in, and it was a really interesting experience. I wasn't quite sure how it was going to sort of translate because I know the entire story and, backwards and forwards, obviously. And it was really freeing, actually, because it really allowed me as an actor to just play a lot more because I didn't have to ever, think about like where is my character's arc in this moment, and am I tracking the time frame properly, because we shoot out of order, obviously. So a big part of when you're doing one of these movies is you kind of have to keep track of where you are in the story and in the character's sort of journey. And so I didn't really have to think about any of that because I just knew it innately. So it kind of made it quite freeing, really, to act in. Yeah,
Amazing.
I loved it. I'm hoping I will get to do it again.
Great. And you initially, I did some research. You initially used uh, another name when the project started, right?
I did, yes.
Yeah. What made you decide to embrace your writing credits publicly during production?
Um, I Well, Christy Will, who's my producing partner and director, as well as another friend of mine who's a writer and a producer, they were very convincing in trying to change my mind.
Okay.
And they both said, you really should let people know that you wrote this. And I just didn't want there to be like I didn't want anybody to have like a preconceived notion watching it, knowing that I wrote it, whether good or bad. Like, I wanted the movie to sort of stand on its own. And I feel like, people knowing that I wrote it, they're going to have an idea about it one way or the other in a different way than if it was just written by some random person. So that's why I didn't want to sort of put it out there, but I think I'm glad I did, because it is something that I would like to continue to do, and I think that it's going to be more fun to watch and engage with the fans and everything with them knowing that I wrote it. It was
Amazing.
fun. It was fun shooting it. If there was a problem with one of the lines, one of the actors was like, "I don't like this line." I was like, "Oh, who wrote this garbage?"
Oh. And Monica is described as a rule following and traditional.
hmm
What specific acting choices did you use to communicate this quietly on camera?
To translate that she was a rule follower.
Yeah.
Um, hmm. I mean, I think a lot of that is in the story. I think she's very sort of I feel like I do if I play a character like that, I do a lot of it with my posture and like my body language, and how I hold myself in scenes. And I think it worked well, I think, with Ben, who's much more like kind of loosey goosey. And so I feel like visually together we look a little bit different as well. So I think just from looking at us, you'll see that we're opposite, the opposite of each other. I think she's very sort of, I feel like if I play a character like that, I do a lot of it with my posture and like my body language, and how I hold myself in scenes. And I think it worked well, I think, with Ben, who's much more like kind of loosey goosey. And so I feel like visually together we look a little bit different as well. So I think just from looking at us, you'll see that we're opposite, the opposite of each other.
Great. And there's a clear rules versus spontaneity. dynamic between Monica and Michael for me, which on set moment best capture that clash becoming chemistry.
Hmm. Oh, so sorry, you're saying which
The,
moment was the clash?
yeah,
Did the clash become chemistry?
yeah,
Um, hmm. I mean, I think there's a couple of little moments, it kind of inches towards it throughout the movie. Um, I think the dance when they dance together, that's a big kind of twinkle moment. And then when they're Michael's teaches her how to decorate a wreath, and that's also another moment. I think they just kind of sneak up on the fact that they have more in common than they realize, just because their sort of approaches are different. They care about a lot of the same things, and I think that is what starts to really bring them together.
great. And Hallmark is known for its feel-good holiday moments. Was there a single scene in this movie that felt like the emotional center for you as an actor and writer?
Yeah, actually, I think one of my favorite scenes was we go into the clouds, and it's a scene we did on a green screen, which normally is very difficult as an actor because you have nothing. You're not anywhere. You don't have any tactile things around you to kind of play off of or set the space. And but the scene is very vulnerable for both of them, and it's very funny. And it was definitely like a hands down like my favorite acting scene with Ben in the movie. I felt like we were doing a play, like with the way we staged it and like played off of each other. It was really fun, and I feel like you really feel them kind of being drawn towards each other in that scene. So I hope people like it because it's a little bit different, because it's not typical for Hallmark to have a green screen like CGI background. So it's a little bit different, but I hope people like it because it was a really special scene to shoot.
Amazing. And puppies are a fun part of the film publicity. How did working with the husky puppies influence the tone of the scenes? And were there any unforgettable puppy moments on set?
And I mean, every moment with a puppy is unforgettable. Those puppies were so cute. They were so fluffy and little and like tumbly. Um, Working with puppies is, you know, it can be chaotic because they're not, obviously not trained. You don't know what's going to happen. But everyone is just in such a good mood. Usually, like the crew is so happy. Sorry, there's someone honking out there. The crew is always so happy because everybody just is like excited that there's puppies on board. And also, you have to be really quiet on set when there's puppies because like everybody, you don't want to scare them, and they're puppies. So everybody's a little bit more quiet and relaxed and calm, which is nice because sets can be quite busy.
And Christy Will Wolf, the director, has
Hmm.
worked with you before.
Hmm.
How did their directing style support you in wearing both the writer and actor hats on this project?
I mean, Christy is like my North Star for everything. She's supported me so much she was the one who basically she told me to write it, to write the script. She was like, "Why don't you just write it?" Because she knew that I wrote, and she's been such an incredible friend and mentor and supporter in all facets of as I've moved into producing and writing and everything. And I've done the last three movies with her as a director, and I feel like it's going to be hard to go work with somebody else because we have such a great shorthand, and she's just got such a wonderful visual style. Like she just knows what she wants so clearly. She's so smart. She's so good at communicating with the crew. And like as a female director, she's been around for a long, long time. I'm not going to say how long because she would be mad if I aged her, but she's very experienced, and just the respect that she holds on set is really wonderful to see because she does it while being still, you know, considerate. She's not aggressive in any way or loud. And I think a lot of directors kind of feel the need to get loud if they're not getting their way. And she's a really, really good communicator. And um, yeah, I love working with her. I hope we'll get to do another Christmas. I hope I'll be talking to you next year about the Christmas movie we just did together.
Yeah, amazing. And when you wrote the Angel's job and department, did you picture a particular visual word or something else? How closely did the production realize that vision?
Um, the first version of the script, I actually wrote it kind of like The Office. So
Okay.
originally it was kind of like there wasn't any white. It was just kind of like going to be like a plain office decorated for Christmas, and everybody was going to be wearing like Christmas sweaters. But then Christie and actually Ben Ayres, when he came on, he had the idea of like changing it to being all white. And we sort of looked at some like mock-ups of examples of other movies that had done that, and I think everybody just really loved the visual contrast, and I feel like it kind of told the story a little bit better visually. So it's actually very different than what I had imagined originally, but I actually ended up liking it a lot more. And then Christy had the idea to bring in a fog machine. So there's like a cloud kind of feeling fog that's on rolling across the floor, which was really, really difficult to shoot with because if you walk on that it's like dry ice, and if you walk on it it like flicks up into the air, and so then like there would be scenes where there's a lot of like walk and talks, so we'd be walking and then all of a sudden there'd be clouds in our face and we'd have to start over again and put more clouds in, and so it made shooting a little bit more complicated, but I think it looks so beautiful in the end result, and I think it's, it just looks, it's very special and looks a lot different than what you would be used to seeing.
Yeah, I think I agree. And how collaborative was the process between you and the costume wardrobe team in creating Monica's signature look? And any costume choices that surprised you?
I mean, our wardrobe team was amazing. They brought exactly what I was asking for and then added to it. They I really I loved the idea of like from a producing standpoint, we really liked the idea of having the angels all be in white but have like different style. So there's, an angel in like a hoodie and sweatpants, but it's white, and then Monica's more um like like suits style, like button up and serious, and Mirabelle is kind of has like a 50s, we wanted them to have like be kind of like a different style and a different era um in fashion, but all in white. So I like some of the extras are sort of different as well if you look in the background. um uh so that was pretty cool to see how they created that because it was a very different visual, and I mean, usually when you're doing a movie that's Christmas, you're working with red and green a lot, and it was all white was definitely different, and it was stressful to try to keep it clean. But um but yeah, they were a great team.
Great. And were there any scenes that tested you emotionally or that required you to assess a different part of your range that your past roles?
Oh, that's a good question. Well, there's a scene where we do a Christmas flash mob. And
Oh,
so there's like a they don't really do them anymore, but do you remember when people like probably like 5 years ago people would like burst into dance in like random spots? So we have a Christmas flash mob, and that was I'm one of my favorite things to do. It was so much fun on set, and everybody we had like a dance crew come in, and the whole day was just so fun, and it was hard not to laugh for any of the all the scenes, all the dialogue. So I think it definitely tested my ability to stay in character and be serious.
great. And the film premise involves matchmaking and soulmates. What personal view on love and fate did you try to channel into Monica?
What personal witch on Fate?
What personal view on love and fate
On Love and
did
Fate.
you try to channel into Monica?
Well, I mean, I think that sort of that sort of came into play a little bit more on the writing standpoint because I feel like a lot of that came from when I was writing the script and, you know, soulmates and the idea that somebody is like predestined for each other. I really love that idea that there's, you know, some grand plan for who we end up with and for different reasons. And I liked the idea of playing with that, that there's, you know, love angels making sure everybody like ends up with who they're supposed to in an ideal world. Um, but that's why we call it fantasy, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's why we like to watch movies. It would be nice if that's how it went. Maybe it does. Who knows?
Yeah. And were there improvisation or on-set surprises that you made into the final cut? Either visual gags, puppy dynamics, and spontaneous actor moments.
Spontaneous action moments. You know what? I haven't actually watched I haven't seen the movie yet,
Oh,
so I don't know. I'm not sure what made it in. I've seen bits and pieces, but I haven't
yeah.
seen the whole thing start to finish, so I'm not sure. But there, yeah, no, I don't. I'm not sure. I don't think I can answer that one at this point.
Okay. And yeah, if you could add a deletion, I don't know. You don't know yet, sorry, because it was another question about the final cut, so
Oh,
it's not
okay.
the time. Finally, for the movie, when you first saw the finished film, and another question with the finished movie. Sorry, I have to cut this part. Sorry.
Oh,
But
you
I
can ask me. I've seen some of it.
okay, okay. When you first saw the finished film, what single image or moment made you feel, yes, this is exactly what I wanted?
Oh, I can definitely answer that because
Okay.
I saw a photo. There's a photo from uh us, Michael and Monica, at the Christmas tree farm, and underneath the sign that says "This is where you kiss," and we're both like trying to kiss each other, but we're like 2 feet apart.
Yeah.
And that's the movie to me, is
Oh,
that image.
amazing. And what you would like to feel about the movie when the audience finished to watch it? What's the message you would like to channel?
I think the feeling I hope that people take away from is just, you know, a little bit of extra magic in the holiday and in their day. And, you know, I think that I'm a big magic fan.
Yeah.
So I love things with a little mystical element to them, and I feel like Christmas is such a magical time for other reasons, and so why not have a little bit more magic when there's already magic everywhere?
Yeah. So, change our subject a little bit, talking about more about your career in general.
Hmm.
Uh, you have worked across genres. from drama to family to holiday romance. How do you choose a role now compared to earlier in your career?
That's a good question too. You have so many good questions.
Thank you.
I'm really interested in putting things out into the world that are gonna like bring joy to people. I feel like it's, you know, easy to get kind of bogged down with stuff in the world, and I think that I really look for things that have like that are interesting and different and unique, but also have like a feeling where you're gonna leave the experience of watching it feeling lighter and feeling better and feeling happy, because I think that's one of my favorite things about watching something is I want to feel good when I'm finished, not bad. I don't want to feel heavy at the end. I want to feel like, oh my gosh, even if something's great. But so I really just want to make things and put things out into the world that are going to bring joy. And yeah.
Yeah, it's great. And looking back, is there a role you wish you could revisit or reimagine with what you know now?
Whether I could reimagine. I mean, I would always love to revisit Once Upon a Time. I feel like Ginny
Yeah,
and Lana and Jen have all talked about, potentially doing a movie version or like not a, I don't think you could do a reboot, but I feel like you could maybe do a movie and like where are the characters now, or I don't know. I don't know what it would be, but I think that I would love to put on the cape again and the corset as much as I hated it, but and run through the woods. That was a pretty magical time.
yeah, great. And Joseph Pictures showcased a different side of you as an actor.
Mhm.
What lessons from that series did you bring into your Hallmark projects?
I mean, Chesapeake Shores was just such a special world that they created. The O'Brien family like really felt like family, and that's also one that I would love to do a Christmas movie of the O'Briens. I think that they've talked about it for years. I just don't know if logistically it will ever work. But I'm sad that show ended, and I think that it would be lovely to do a Chesapeake movie where we do like a tribute to Treat, because um I feel like we need to like honor him in that way.
Yeah. And, are there genres or characters you haven't tackled yet, but you are eager to explore?
Um, I'd really like to do like a medical show or a legal show. I feel like I've entered my like like a House of Cards or something like that. I feel like Scandal, like I feel like I need to walk around in like a suit and like order people around or something.
Amazing.
I'm missing that from my life.
Yeah. And talking about a show you was on in the more recent days, Sullivan Crossing.
Mhm.
Are you in the next season? If you know yet.
I am. I'm going to be in season 4.
Oh,
I'm actually
amazing.
starting work in a couple weeks.
Oh, great. Can you share something, or it's too early?
I think I'll probably get in trouble if I share anything, but I think Sedona may make an appearance. She may have some more stuff going on.
Amazing. Great. And talking about your earlier career, who were your mentors when you were starting out, and who do you look for guidance now?
Um, that's a great question too. I think, when I was starting out, I didn't really have a lot of industry connections. Like my mom is a drama teacher, so I think I look to her a lot for like acting advice and support in just kind of going through the process. And I always had a really great like representation team around me, and so I got very lucky that way. And yeah, I think now there's so many incredible, I have so many incredible women in my life, like Mark Helgenberg and AJ Cook and Christy Will Wolf. And I mean, the list goes on and on. Crystal Lowe, like there's so many women that have come before me and that are my contemporaries and that I can talk to about different creative paths and things. And I feel very fortunate and grateful for the people that I've come across in my career.
Final question. What's the next for you? Any projects you can tease? Acting, writing, something else? And where should fans follow your updates?
Yes. Well, you can follow me. I have an official Instagram, which is official Meghan Ory. And then my husband, John Reardon, and I started a YouTube channel recently, which is
Oh,
called I Play One on TV on YouTube. And it's basically our renovation journey because we've been renovating a 120-year-old house for the last 2.5 years. So that has been such a crazy experience that we decided we had to document it because it's just been like a nightmare and also an incredible learning process. And we've met some really amazing artists and people in that process. So check that out. And then I am writing two more Christmas movies right now. So if you like this one, tell Hallmark to let me write another one.
yeah. Amazing. So, this is it. Make sure, all of you, to coach A Christmas Angel Match this Sunday night on Hallmark Channel. And
Yeah,
thank
don't miss
thank
it.
you. Yeah. And
Thank
thank
you
you
so much.
to join us today.
Thank you. It was so nice to talk to you.
For me too.
Bye. I
And
hope you
thank
enjoy the
you.
show.
Thank you. And thank you
Bye.
for watching. Bye.
Bye, everyone.